Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for following along on my journey with me. So this week I wanted to talk about our fertility story because I've never really done a video that gave detailed information as it relates to how we actually landed at doing IVF. So this will be the third part of the series that we have been doing. Of course, the first part was our love story, and then last week was our wedding story, and this week is sleep.
Well, I don't know. That was just me resting on you. I don't know.
And then this week is our fertility story. Okay. So I wanted to give a little bit of background on our history and why we had to do IVF. So when we first got married in 2008, I don't think either of us wanted to have kids right away.
Right.
At least that's what we thought when we first got married. We're like, we're going to wait a little while. We're going to, do what we can to prevent pregnancy, at least in the first year. And then after we got married, after about a month, we,
pretty quick.
The first month we were like, okay, we're gonna, use protection. But then after that, we were just like, whatever,
Let's just get it in.
We were like, so we were like, almost like not trying but not preventing.
Right.
And we were just like, we'll let it happen. And so after it didn't happen for a while, after about 6 months to a year, we were kind of like, well, it should have definitely, we should have gotten pregnant by now. It was crazy because one day I had a really, really bad pain in my stomach, and it was just like, it lasted for, and I'm usually the kind of person that I don't take any medication. I'll just like push through it. But the pain lasted for like 2 days straight, and it was just like this intense cramping in my lower abdomen. And so I ended up going to urgent care and found out that I had fibroids. And the fibroids were actually what was causing me the pain. And so in my mind, I was like, oh, well, maybe that's why I haven't gotten pregnant yet. It was because of the fibroids. And so after having more ultrasounds done, I found out that the fibroids were actually not preventing us from being pregnant because of the location and the size of the fibroids at that time. And so my doctor wanted Tim to get checked out because he said that, because of where your fibroids are, they should not be preventing you from being, getting pregnant. So we need to check and see if everything's going, if everything's okay with Tim. And so that's when he went and got a semen analysis.
Yep.
And found out that everything
was not functioning properly, to say the least.
No. So that is the reason why we were not getting pregnant.
At that time. So I ended up going to the doctor and had a semen analysis, and the analysis indicated that at the time I didn't have a low count. It wasn't horribly low, but the doctor basically said they were all funny shaped. And he said, well, yeah, you're young, you got a lot of them, but they're all like funny shaped. What does that mean?
I don't know if I remember that.
Yeah, which is at the time we didn't know that was considered morphology, so which then the morphology affects the motility, but we were so young.
I'm dropping that knowledge on y'all.
Bam. Bam. But back then, he explained it in a way that I could understand. And he said, they're all funny shaped. Okay, And so I ended up going and I ended up having to have surgery because I had a varicose vein on my testicle. And I would have like pain, sometimes, but I grew up playing sports, and there were so many times where I've been kicked in, my groin, or fell on a ball, or, pulled, so for me, we don't know how it happened or when it happened. But for those of you with sons, that is a thing. And the doctor said that it should start, with the physicals every year that they get for sports. But, just make sure that you guys are on top of that, because that can become a thing. But, so I ended up having to have surgery, and they basically,
and it was like an outpatient.
It was an outpatient surgery, so it wasn't that bad, but it was very painful. I did go to work the next day, but that's only because I'm a G. But it was still very painful, and even at work, everybody was like, well, why are you here? We know you had outpatient surgery, but You know, that was the actual start of I was about to say the pain or the
journey.
The journey. The pain of the journey, really, you know, on both sides.
So he got the surgery, and we were thinking, you know, after
this,
6
we're good.
months, maybe a year, you know, everything will work itself out, and we, you know, will be pregnant. So after that didn't happen,
now this was about 2010, 2011 time frame.
Yeah, so that was like maybe 2-3 years after we had been married already, and once again, not trying but not preventing.
Right.
You know, so we were like, okay, what's going on? And so we found a fertility specialist in Michigan where we were living at the time, and we decided to do an IUI. We had no idea of what any of this stuff was. We were just like, you know, we're not getting pregnant, and you know, can you help us? And so
I don't know why.
This doctor recommended us to just go right into IUIs, which this is why I feel that you should be your own advocate, because instead of the doctor like doing testing, you know, we didn't get any blood work taken, we didn't get any additional ultrasounds. The doctor just went right in and was like, we're going to do an IUI. And so I feel like we wasted a lot of money and time with this particular doctor. And so I think that's why it's important to be your own advocate and be like,
you have to do your own research.
Yeah, you have to do your own research.
You definitely do. You guys have to do your own research.
Yeah, and so this doctor, we didn't know. We were like, okay, we do this procedure. We pay a couple, you know, $1,000 or however much it was, and we'll get pregnant. And so we did the first IUI, and that was about 2012 or so. Of course, it didn't work, and so I was devastated because I was like, oh, okay, this is it. They just put the sperm like right by the egg, and that's it. Like, so I was devastated that the IUI was unsuccessful, and at this time we were not open at all with our journey, and so I was kind of just like dealing with this on my own, you know, kind of sneaking off to appointments and getting ultrasounds and taking trigger shots.
It was embarrassing, and I'm just being honest, and I don't mean embarrassing like we were ashamed of it, but like we would go to church and we would have our friends that got married after us be pregnant, and then, you know, I was still serving. If you guys saw the other videos, I was still serving. But, you know, we would have people come up to us like, when y'all gonna get pregnant? Like, even like to the point where some of our elders ended up defending us, right. You know, when they would hear it, like, dude, leave them alone, because you never know what somebody's going through.
And it was crazy because I think I shared in a previous video, when our first IUI failed, I went to church, I think the next day or next 2 days, and somebody walked up to me and was like, well, when are you going to have kids? What's taking you so long? And I literally wanted to bust out and start crying. Like, fight. If you only knew what I've been through this week. And so I think that was devastating for us. But we tried another IUI a few months later. And we were, at this time, I was optimistic, but I was just like, I'm not getting my hopes up this time. And so we did another IUI, and that one failed as well. And I was just like, what is going on?
What's going on?
And so I think that's when we kind of decided, like, you know, we're going to just take some time. And that's when we really started traveling and just really enjoying each other.
We had a blast, though.
We did. But I mean, I don't want to say I have a regret, but I feel like we shouldn't have taken so much time, because now we're in our 10th year of marriage, and we're like, you know.
But we've been to Paris. We've been
all over the world.
We've traveled the world. You know?
But so we did the 2 IUIs. Both of those failed, and we just took some time, and we took a couple years, and we just, you know, we bought a house, and we were traveling and just having fun and just enjoying, and just still saying, you know, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. And I think that's another thing we get wrapped up in, is we always say, well, if it's meant to be, it'll be, or it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But then it's like, what if it doesn't? Like, you need to take that next step. Like, okay, it hasn't happened in all this time. Maybe I need to go to the doctor. Maybe I need to seek some additional help. And so I think that's kind of where we were. And now you look up, we're in our 10th year. And I'm like, maybe we should have started doing this a little bit sooner, you know.
Well, but you know what? So we didn't know what we didn't know, you know. So I'm praying that this blesses somebody, because we didn't know what we didn't know, you know. So we ended up spinning our wheels a little bit, but you know, like she said, I mean, we did a lot of things. We had a lot of fun. We traveled a lot. We were able to accomplish so much just as a couple, that, you know, looking back on it, you know, the only thing, and I'm being honest, the only thing that could make our lives any better would be children. I mean, everything else, I mean, God has just tremendously blessed us, and we're just so thankful for it. But, you know, we did have to start looking at, you know, there has to be something else, because we tried IUIs, we tried the, if it happens, it happens. We tried the, I had my surgery, then she got her fibroids removed.
So I did the IUIs before I had my fibroids removed, because I was told my fibroids were not in the way of anything. So I ended up getting my fibroids removed, and that was like almost 2 years ago. And then after that, I was like, oh, I know it's gonna happen now. Like, you know, he's straight now. Like, my fibroids are gone. We don't have any hindrances. And then it still didn't happen. And so fast forward a little bit, we ended up moving to Arizona, and that's when I really got serious about finding another RE. And we found this new RE, and we did our first IVF cycle last year, which of course was unsuccessful. And we are right in the middle of our second IVF. And so I really think that that is an overview of our fertility story and how we landed here at IVF. And hopefully we can end the fertility story this year with a successful IVF transfer.
We're going to end it this year with a successful IVF transfer.
We are going to end it this year because I am tired, y'all. So yeah, well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the whole little series of getting to know us with you know, our love, our marriage, and our fertility journey. And I really appreciate each and every one of you guys following along on the journey. And so I hope now that you guys feel that you know us a little bit better, and that we are not just random strangers on YouTube.
We actually have a real life story.
I mean, we are kind of random strangers to them, but
we're not a stranger to me, though.
Okay.
Can we try it together? Come on, let's try.
My hand always looks stupid when I do this.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay. So that's
y'all, that looks so awkward. But
oh, there we are.
There we go. It's close.
So that's our love, wedding, and fertility story. I hope you guys enjoy, and I will be back next week with another update. So we just gonna. So we just gonna see.
Nah, they ain't just gonna. Oh. They ain't got a point. Let's do it. Let's go. Yeah. Don't curl your thumb. Why you curling your thumb? You just gotta let it. There you go. Just let it be. You look like your hands is too stiff.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, and okay, so now that you guys have been following our love story, our wedding story, and our fertility story, we want to give you an opportunity to ask us some questions.
Well, what kind of questions?
I mean, whatever questions y'all want to know.
Don't get too personal.
I mean, y'all can ask me personal questions. I don't care.
Oh, just
so you guys can comment down below some questions that you would like for us to answer in another video. It can be questions about me, if you want to know more about me, or if you want to know about him.
Just don't ask me nothing about my height.
It says short people.
Oh. Don't ask
or
me
you
nothing
can
about my
ask
height.
questions about our marriage.
Our marriage.
Our hobbies or our likes or
whatever you guys want to know. We want to be transparent, and because we just really appreciate everybody taking the time out to watch the videos that my beautiful fruitful wife has been doing for you guys. So
yeah. So you guys comment down below some questions that you want us to answer, and we will do another video later on, sometime maybe in a few weeks, maybe if we have time. We'll do another video where we will answer your questions, and we hope you guys will enjoy that.
We hope you enjoy it.
All right, so comment down below, or I will have all of my social media.
Where I don't know what side
the comment box is down.
Yeah. So is it just straight down?
Yeah.
Okay, so then just down.
So comment down below, or I will have all of my social media handles linked in the description box, so you guys can always just send me a message on one of those, or send me an email at Candace@myfruitfuljourney.com. And yeah, so you guys ask questions and we will answer them, and we're looking forward to answering your questions in another video.
Talk to you later.
Peace.
Deuces.